Dosabalayan refers to the 10 powers of the Perfect One, which are qualities possessed by a fully enlightened Buddha. These powers are described in Buddhist scriptures as extraordinary attributes that enable a Buddha to guide beings with wisdom, compassion, and skillful means. Here's a deeper exploration of each of the 10 powers. 1. Thanithanayan. Thana refers to instances or conditions, and yana refers to knowledge or understanding. Therefore, Thanathanayana is the knowledge of instances and non-instances, possibilities, and impossibilities. This is one of the 10 powers Bola of a fully enlightened Buddha. This refers to the ability to discern what exists and what does not exist, what is present and what is absent in the context of reality. A Buddha comprehends the various phenomena that arise and cease, distinguishing between what is real and what is not, what is permanent and what is impermanent. This aspect of knowledge encompasses the comprehension of what is achievable and what is unattainable, what is feasible and what is not feasible. Within the framework of existence, a Buddha understands the limits and boundaries of what can be accomplished by beings, considering the laws of causality and the conditions that determine outcomes. The knowledge of instances and non-instances, possibilities, and impossibilities enables a Buddha to guide beings with wisdom and skillful means. By understanding the nature of reality and the potentialities within it, a Buddha offers teachings and guidance that lead beings towards liberation and spiritual awakening. This knowledge includes the discernment of dependent origination, Patij Jasamapada, the principle that explains the arising of phenomena, dependent on causes and conditions. A Buddha understands the interconnectedness of all phenomena and the causal relationships that underlie existence. Through the knowledge of instances and non-instances, possibilities and impossibilities, a Buddha gains profound insight into the nature of reality. This clarity of understanding allows a Buddha to perceive the true nature of existence, including the impermanent, unsatisfactory, and non-self nature of phenomena. By comprehending the limits of possibilities and impossibilities, a Buddha dispels ignorance and delusion, which are rooted in misunderstanding and misconception. This knowledge helps beings to overcome ignorance and see things as they truly are, leading to the cessation of suffering and the attainment of liberation. 2. Kamavipakayan refers to the knowledge of the ripening of actions, or the results of karma. This is one of the 10 powers Bola of a fully enlightened Buddha. A Buddha possesses profound insight into the workings of karma, the law of cause and effect. This includes understanding the moral significance of actions and their consequences, both in this life and in future lives. A Buddha comprehends the intricate ways in which actions shape one's experiences and determine one's destiny within the cycle of birth and death, samsara. Through the knowledge of Kamavipaka, a Buddha discerns the causes and conditions that give rise to particular results or experiences. This includes understanding the complex web of karmic relationships and the factors that influence the fruition of karma. A Buddha sees how past actions lead to present circumstances and how present actions shape future outcomes. A Buddha's understanding of Kamavipaka extends beyond mere observation to deep insight into the fundamental principles of karma. A Buddha comprehends the inevitability and impartiality of karma, recognizing that every action, whether wholesome or unwholesome, will eventually yield its corresponding result. This insight inspires beings to cultivate wholesome actions and abandon unwholesome ones. The knowledge of Kamavipaka serves as a guide for beings on the spiritual path. By understanding the consequences of their actions, beings are encouraged to cultivate virtuous qualities, engage in wholesome behavior, and purify their minds. A Buddha's teachings emphasize the importance of ethical conduct, generosity, and mental cultivation. as means to create positive karma and progress towards liberation. Through the knowledge of Kamavipaka, a Buddha dispels ignorance and superstition regarding the law of karma. A Buddha's teachings clarify misconceptions and misunderstandings about karma, guiding beings towards a deeper understanding of cause and effect and the true nature of reality. A Buddha's understanding of Kamavipaka enables compassionate responses to the suffering of beings. By recognizing the karmic roots of suffering, a Buddha teaches beings how to address the causes of suffering and cultivate the conditions for a happiness and well-being. This includes offering guidance on ethical conduct, mental purification, and the path to liberation. 3. Sabbapatha Kamini Patipatayan refers to the knowledge of the way that leads anywhere, and the knowledge of the practices leading to all destinies and all goals. This is one of the 10 powers Bola of a fully enlightened Buddha. A Buddha possesses insight into the various paths and practices that lead to different destinies and goals. This includes understanding the paths leading to worldly success, happiness, and well-being, as well as the paths leading to spiritual liberation and enlightenment. Through the knowledge of Sabbapatha Kamini Patipatayana, a Buddha discerns the universal principles and laws that govern human existence and the cosmos. This includes recognizing the principles of causality karma, impermanence anicca, and non-self anatta that underlie all phenomena. A Buddha understands the diverse paths and practices that beings may follow in pursuit of their goals and aspiration. This includes recognizing the paths of ethical conduct, mental development, and wisdom cultivation, as well as the paths of worldly pursuits and spiritual disciplines. The knowledge of Sabbapatha Kamini Patipatayana provides insight into the progression of beings along their spiritual journey. A Buddha discerns the stages of development, obstacles, and challenges that beings encounter on the path to liberation and enlightenment. Based on the knowledge of the universal path, a Buddha offers teachings and guidance that address the diverse needs and aspiration of beings. Whether beings seek worldly success or spiritual liberation, a Buddha provides instructions and practices suited to their goals and capacities. The knowledge of Sabbapatha Kamini Patipatayana reflects a Buddha's compassionate response to beings' diverse aspiration and struggles. A Buddha meets beings where they are, offering teachings and practices that help them progress towards their goals and aspiration, whether worldly or spiritual. 4. Nanadhachuyan refers to the knowledge of the world, with its many different elements. This is one of the 10 powers Bola of a fully enlightened Buddha. The knowledge of Nanadhachuyan enables a Buddha to have a comprehensive understanding of the world and its myriad elements. This includes knowledge of the physical world, the mental world, and the interplay between them. A Buddha comprehends the diversity and complexity of existence, recognizing the multiplicity of beings, phenomena, and experiences. A Buddha understands the various realms of existence loka and the different dimensions of reality. This includes knowledge of the heavenly realms, human realm, animal realm, realms of hungry ghosts, and realms of hell beings, as well as the formless realms. A Buddha comprehends the conditions and experiences unique to each realm. Through the knowledge of Nanadhachuyan, a Buddha perceives the impermanent and ever-changing nature of the world. A Buddha understands that all conditioned phenomena are subject to rising and passing away, and that nothing in the world is permanent or fixed. This insight into impermanence helps beings to let go of attachment and cultivate wisdom. A Buddha comprehends the interdependent nature of the world, recognizing the interconnectedness of all phenomena. This includes understanding the law of causality, Patitjasamapata, and the dependent origination of all things. A Buddha perceives how beings and phenomena arise and cease, independence on causes and conditions. The knowledge of Nanadhachuyan enables a Buddha to discern the diverse elements and characteristics of phenomena. This includes understanding the different qualities, attributes, and functions of various elements within the world. A Buddhist clarity of discernment helps beings to understand the true nature of reality and see things as they really are. A Buddha's understanding of the world, with its many different elements, provides guidance for beings on the spiritual path. By recognizing the impermanent, unsatisfactory, and non-self nature of phenomena, beings are encouraged to cultivate wisdom, compassion, and ethical conduct. A Buddha's teachings offer insights into the nature of existence and provide practical guidance for overcoming suffering and attaining liberation. 5. Nanadimutikayan refers to the knowledge of the different dispositions of beings. This is one of the 10 powers Bola of a fully enlightened Buddha. The knowledge of Nanadimutikayana enables a Buddha to understand the diverse dispositions, inclinations, and tendencies of beings. A Buddha recognizes that each being is unique, with their own background, experiences, and conditioning that shape their character and behavior. A Buddha perceives the various mental states and qualities that characterize beings' minds. This includes understanding the differences in beings' temperaments, personalities, and emotional tendencies. A Buddha discerns the factors that influence beings' thoughts, feelings, and actions. Through the knowledge of Nanadimutikayan, a Buddha discerns the different capacities and potentials of beings for spiritual development. A Buddha understands that beings have varying levels of readiness and receptivity to spiritual teachings and practices, and tailors guidance accordingly. A Buddha employs skillful means applier in teaching beings, based on their individual dispositions and needs, whether beings are inclined towards faith, wisdom, compassion, or other qualities. A Buddha offers teachings and practices suited to their particular temperament and level of development. The knowledge of Nanadimutikayan reflects a Buddha's compassionate response to beings' diverse dispositions. A Buddha meets beings where they are, offering guidance and support that resonate with their unique characteristics and circumstances. This compassionate approach helps beings to overcome obstacles and progress on the path to liberation. A Buddha's understanding of beings' different dispositions encourages and empowers them on the spiritual path. By recognizing their individual strengths and weaknesses, a Buddha offers guidance and encouragement tailored to their specific needs, inspiring them to cultivate wholesome qualities and progress towards liberation. 6. Indriyaparopariyotayan refers to the knowledge of the state of faculties of beings, including knowledge of the inferiority and superiority of the controlling faculties of various beings, and knowledge regarding the maturity of persons. This is one of the 10 powers Bola of a fully enlightened Buddha. A Buddha possesses insight into the mental faculties, indriyas of beings, including the 5 faculties of faith, energy, mindfulness, concentration, and wisdom. This includes understanding the strength, clarity, and balance of these faculties in different individuals. Through the knowledge of Indriyaparopariyotayan, a Buddha discerns the inferiority and superiority of the controlling faculties, Bola, of various beings. This includes recognizing the dominance of unwholesome mental states, such as greed, hatred, and delusion in some beings, as well as the supremacy of wholesome mental qualities, such as faith, wisdom, and compassion in others. A Buddha understands the level of spiritual maturity and development of individuals. This includes discerning the progress and attainment of beings on the path to liberation, recognizing their degree of insight, purification, and realization. A Buddha guides beings according to their level of readiness and receptivity. The knowledge of Indriyaparopariyotayan enables a Buddha to assess the spiritual potential of individuals. This includes recognizing their capacity for growth, transformation, and awakening, as well as any obstacles or hindrances that may impede their progress. A Buddha offers teachings and practices tailored to individuals' needs and capacities. Based on the knowledge of Indriya-Paro-Pariyotayana, a Buddha provides guidance for the cultivation and refinement of mental faculties. This includes offering teachings and practices that strengthen wholesome qualities and weaken unwholesome ones, supporting individuals in their spiritual development and progress on the path to liberation. A Buddha's understanding of the state of faculties of beings reflects compassionate response to their diverse needs and capacities. A Buddha meets beings where they are, offering guidance and support that help them cultivate and balance their mental faculties, overcome obstacles, and progress on the path to liberation. 7. Jonatisankila Sotiyan refers to the knowledge of defilement, cleansing, and emergence. In the cases of the meditations, liberations, concentrations, and attainments, this is one of the 10 powers Bola of a fully enlightened Buddha. A Buddha possesses insight into the various mental defilements, sankilesa, that obstruct the mind and hinder spiritual progress. This includes defilements as well as subtler defilements that arise during meditation and concentration. Through the knowledge of Jonatisankila Sotiyan, a Buddha understands the processes of cleansing and purification that lead to the eradication of defilements. This includes recognizing the methods and practices that are effective in overcoming defilements and cultivating wholesome qualities of mind. A Buddha discerns the various meditative states jhana, liberations vimukha, concentrations samadhi, and attainments phala, experienced by practitioners on the path to liberation. This includes understanding the factors that contribute to the development of deep states of concentration, insight, and realization. Based on the knowledge of Jonatisankila Sotiyan, a Buddha offers guidance and teachings that help beings overcome defilements and purify their minds. This includes providing instructions on meditation techniques, mindfulness practices, and wisdom cultivation methods that lead to the eradication of defilements and the realization of liberation. A Buddha's understanding of defilement, cleansing, and emergence supports beings in their spiritual progress and development by offering teachings and practices that address the root causes of suffering and lead to the purification of mind. A Buddha empowers beings to overcome obstacles and progress on the path to liberation. The knowledge of Jonatisankila Sotiyan reflects a Buddha's compassionate response to beings' struggles with defilements. A Buddha meets beings where they are, offering guidance and support that help them overcome defilements and attain inner peace, wisdom, and liberation. 8. Pabenivasanu Satiyan refers to the knowledge of the remembrance of former existences. This is one of the 10 powers Bola of a fully enlightened Buddha. A Buddha possesses the ability to recall and remember the details of their own past lives, as well as the past lives of other beings. This includes remembering the various realms of existence loka, the circumstances of birth and death, and the actions and experiences of previous lifetimes. Through the knowledge of Pabenivasanu Satiyan, a Buddha understands the karmic patterns and tendencies that shape beings' lives across different lifetimes. This includes recognizing the causes and conditions that lead to particular rebirths, and the consequences of past actions on present experiences. A Buddha's recollection of past lives deepens their understanding of the law of karma kama, the principle of cause and effect that governs the cycle of birth and death samsara. This includes understanding how actions performed in previous lifetimes influence the circumstances and conditions of the present life. The knowledge of Pabenivasanu Satiyan provides insight into the nature of existence and the continuity of consciousness beyond death. A Buddha perceives the impermanent and conditioned nature of life, recognizing the interconnectedness of beings and the transient nature of phenomena. Based on the knowledge of past lives, A Buddha offers teachings and guidance that emphasize the importance of ethical conduct, mental purification, and the cultivation of wholesome qualities. By understanding the consequences of past actions and the potential for future rebirths, beings are encouraged to live virtuously and cultivate wisdom. The knowledge of Pabbenivasanu reflects a Buddha's compassionate response to beings suffering and spiritual ignorance. By recalling their own past lives and understanding the experiences of other beings, a Buddha empathizes with the struggles of sentient beings and offers guidance and support that lead to liberation from the cycle of birth and death. 9. Jutapopatiyān refers to the knowledge of the decease and rebirth of beings. This is one of the 10 powers Bola of a fully enlightened Buddha. A Buddha possesses insight into the process of death duty and the dissolution of the physical body. This includes understanding the stages of dying, the cessation of bodily functions, and the separation of consciousness from the body. Through the knowledge of Jutapopatiyān, a Buddha comprehends the process of rebirth, apapata, and the continuity of consciousness beyond death. This includes understanding how consciousness transitions from one existence to another, taking on a new form and identity based on past actions and karmic tendencies. A Buddha discerns the karmic causes and conditions that influence beings' destinies after death. This includes recognizing how past actions karma shape the circumstances of rebirth, determining the realm, species, and conditions of the next existence. The knowledge of Jutapopatiyān deepens a Buddha's understanding of the law of dependent origination, paticca, and the interconnectedness of phenomena. A Buddha perceives how ignorance, craving, and clinging lead to rebirth and the perpetuation of suffering within the cycle of birth and death samsara. Based on the knowledge of decease and rebirth, a Buddha offers teachings and guidance that emphasize the importance of ethical conduct, mental purification, and the cultivation of wholesome qualities. By understanding the impermanence of life and the inevitability of death, beings are encouraged to live virtuously and cultivate wisdom. The knowledge of Jutapopatiyān reflects a Buddha's compassionate response to beings suffering and spiritual ignorance. By understanding the process of rebirth and the consequences of past actions, a Buddha guides beings towards liberation from the cycle of birth and death, offering teachings and practices that lead to the end of suffering. 10. Asavakayān refers to the knowledge of the exhaustion of mental intoxicants. This is one of the 10 powers Bola of a fully enlightened Buddha. A Buddha possesses insight into the mental intoxicants asava that obscure the mind and perpetuate the cycle of suffering. These intoxicants include sensual desire, kamasava, craving for existence, bhavasava, ignorance of ijasava, and views, dithasava. A Buddha understands how these intoxicants arise, persist, and cease within the mind. Through the knowledge of Asavakayān, a Buddha comprehends the role of mental intoxicants in the perpetuation of suffering dukkha. A Buddha discerns how craving, attachment, and ignorance lead to the arising of suffering, and how the exhaustion of these intoxicants leads to the cessation of suffering. A Buddha's knowledge of the exhaustion of mental intoxicants deepens their understanding of liberation, nibbana, from suffering. A Buddha perceives how the cessation of craving and ignorance leads to the cessation of suffering and the attainment of ultimate peace and liberation. The knowledge of Asavakayān guides beings on the path to liberation. By offering insight into the eradication of mental intoxicants, a Buddha teaches the Noble Eightfold Path as the means to overcome the asavas and attain liberation from suffering. Based on the knowledge of the exhaustion of mental intoxicants, a Buddha offers teachings and guidance that emphasize the cultivation of wisdom, ethical conduct, and mental purification. By understanding the causes of suffering and the path to its cessation, beings are encouraged to practice the Eightfold Path and attain liberation. The knowledge of a Savakayana reflects a Buddha's compassionate response to being suffering and spiritual ignorance by offering teachings and practices that lead to the exhaustion of mental intoxicants. A Buddha guides beings towards liberation from the cycle of birth and death samsara and the attainment of ultimate peace and happiness. These 10 powers enable a Buddha to guide beings with compassion and wisdom, offering teachings and guidance that lead to their spiritual welfare and liberation from suffering. They represent the culmination of the Buddha's own spiritual journey and serve as a model for practitioners on the path to awakening.